Welcome to Ride and Rally with Fix My Hog, brought to you by Dennis Kirk. We ship today.
What's up, everybody? I'm Nate Beck, and you're watching Fix My Hog. It's great to be back, riding the country and bringing you awesome Harley content with Fix My Hog, Ride and Rally 2021. Fix My Hog, Ride and Rally 2021 is going across the country from the Twin Cities, Minnesota to Daytona Beach, Florida, and is bringing you all the action. So the bike. Taking a Sportster across the country is no easy task, and since I'm not running a windshield, Dennis Kirk has hooked us up with a pair of nice narrow Z-bars to get my profile as narrow as possible to cut through the wind. Also, I've opted for a bit wider, more comfortable seat than what I normally ride, but again, we're going cross-country on a Sportster, we're gonna want that comfort. Lastly, a couple other changes from a stock Sportster is an upgraded suspension, and I've also changed the controls from a mid to a forward control to help with my 6'2" frame, just keep the legs a little more stretched out and comfortable on those long miles. All right, so let's talk about some of the gear that's not only gonna keep me safe, but also comfortable. When choosing gear, I always start at the bottom and I go up. A good pair of
Boots with an over-the-ankle support and an oil-resistant sole is key.
From there, I always have my Kevlar lined pants on and a Kevlar lined top. This Kevlar lined top also has a back brace in the back that I can't feel when I'm riding, but if I come off, it's gonna come in a lot of handy. So let's go with some of the stuff that I like to pack in my swing arm bag. Always pack in a couple different types of gloves. This way, no matter if you hit rain or heat, wet hands from rain, sweaty hands from heat, both are uncomfortable and unsafe, so having a few different pair of gloves is key. Also, with those hot days, your feet like to sweat and that gets uncomfortable as well, so it's real easy just to throw an extra pair of socks in your saddlebag. Now, when you're doing long multi-day trips like we are, the mornings and the afternoons are oftentimes different temperatures. Because of that, something really easy to do is to get a nice quality underlayer that you can throw on and take off as the day goes on and it heats up. These are super warm, super easy to pack, don't take up a lot of space, and really do make the difference. Also, having a high quality, brightly colored rain jacket is key. Of course, if the rains are heavy, I'm gonna pull under a bridge, but in lighter rains, when it's still safe to ride, having one of these that is at least gonna keep your torso dry is gonna turn soggy, wet, and miserable into bearable until you get back in the sun. Also, I like one that's not lined, so I can put it over whatever jacket I'm wearing, and I won't get hotter, but in high traffic situations, like on this trip, we're going through Chicago, you know, it's a little bit easier for drivers to see me and stay safe. Lastly, having a good quality helmet is key. This is my 3/4. I've been wearing these for years, and I love them. Also, a DOT approved helmet is absolutely critical. There's a lot of imposter helmets out there that are a lot slimmer and may look better, but having a DOT approved helmet is key for safety. When deciding on which route I was gonna take, the options were endless. So deciding on what I wanted to see along the way was a great starting point. I knew I had to go to Milwaukee, the home of Harley Davidson. I've always wanted to ride my bike to the home of Harley for a photo and spend some time in the city taking in all the history. Getting to Milwaukee from the Twin Cities, I'll be taking one of my favorite roads, Wisconsin 35, which is also known as Great River Road. It's a 2-lane blacktop that follows the river on the border of Wisconsin all the way down to Prairie du Chien. From there, I'll be headed straight east towards Milwaukee. Now, coming out of Milwaukee, I knew I wanted to head down and hit the Tail of the Dragon in the Blue Ridge Mountains. The Tail of the Dragon is one of the most famous roads to ride in the entire US, not only due to its scenic beauty in the Blue Ridge Mountains, but it also boasts 318 curves in just 11 miles. After getting to the Tail of the Dragon, I'll be going through Lafayette, Louisiana, and then getting off the Super Slab to head to Winchester, Kentucky, get some 2-lane blacktop, and visit some classic American towns. After riding the Tail of the Dragon, I'll be headed east to Maggie Valley to visit the Wheels Through Time Museum. The Wheels Through Time Museum has one of the largest collections of rare and antique Harleys in the world, and the best part is they all run. When I've accepted the fact that I'll never be able to afford an original 36 Knucklehead, it's hopping back on the Sportster on the Super Slab and booking it down to Charleston, South Carolina. Charleston is one of the oldest cities in the US, dating back to before the Revolutionary War. To me, Harleys and American history go hand in hand, so I'll be hanging out, taking as much as I can from Harley history and American history on this trip. From Charleston, I'm headed down to St. Augustine by way of St. Simon's Island. St. Augustine lays claim to being the oldest city in America, dating back to 1595, so I'm sure there's good times to be had there as well. And lastly, I'll be pulling into the legendary Daytona Beach, Florida. Daytona Beach is home to both Daytona Bike Week and Biketoberfest, and it's one of the biggest and best motorcycle scenes on the East Coast. As we know, this is a long trip on a Sportster, so thank you to Dennis Kirk for helping deck out this ride for comfort in the long haul. Make sure you visit DennisKirk.com to customize your ride for your trips. I invite you to follow at Fix My Hog on Instagram and Facebook, as I will be posting ride and rally videos and pics from the road, and stay tuned to FixMyHog.com for upcoming ride and rally videos as we take this Sportster across the country. Until next time, ride safe, wrench safe, and we'll see you on the road.
For more information on products featured in this video, visit DennisKirk.com.